Hey everybody, it's Candy, aka Brown Eyed Girl 69. How y'all doing? Well, it is Sunday, October 6th. But it's almost midnight, so it's almost Monday, October 7th. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted mentally, emotionally, physically. I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to begin. But in all honesty, it's not like anybody's really going to care anyway. You know? I'm just depressed. I'm depressed because I guess there's a lot of good things that's going on out in this world, but there's a lot of bad things going on out in this world right now, too. Physically, I'm about to lose this tooth that's right here. It's loose. It hurts. I touch it, and it hurts. Once I lose that tooth, though, I ain't gonna have no more teeth up on my top except for one here in the back and one here in this back. One there and one there. And a little video one right there. And not to tear food with. I got my packet in the mail for being able to enroll in benefits. So I'm gonna go sign up for benefits, health insurance, dental insurance, and vision. It's $5 a month or $5 a week, so $20 a month to have insurance. I guess it's a good deal. I need to have some things looked at. I need to go to a doctor, a gynecologist specifically. And I need to go to a dentist. To see about getting new teeth. And how much it's going to cost me to do that. I've been dealing with allergies. Or at least that's what I say it is. It's probably just a combination of all sorts of things. It's probably a combination of the food I eat. It's a combination of pollen, the time of the year, and that's probably a lot of it. But I go to sleep. I'll usually wake up 2 or 3 hours after I've gone to sleep, coughing my head off. Because I can't breathe because of all the drainage draining down into the back of my throat, causing me to cough. So then I wake up and I wind up to go to the bathroom, and then I wind up, coughing up a bunch of stuff or blowing my nose. Right now, when I blow my nose, this part of my tooth hurts. It's really loose, but it's like not loose enough, I think I'd physically feel better if this tooth was out of my body, though. There's a part of me that wants to try to pull it myself, but I'm a big baby. I don't like pain, and right now it's in a lot of pain. So I don't know. I even thought about maybe possibly getting something firm, like some kind of food that's firm, like an apple, even though I don't have any. Getting an apple, kind of forcing the apple onto the tooth, and then trying to pull it out. But I don't know if that would help. And then I thought about getting some string, tying to my tooth, tying to a door, and doing the slam the door kind of thing, and seeing if that wouldn't yank my tooth out. But then I think, well, what if it yanks some of it out and breaks it? And then there's that other portion left in my mouth, and then what if it's all open and exposed? You know, then I would just be in more pain than I'm already in. Because since 2011, every tooth that has come out of my mouth naturally, without me getting some sort of assistance by a dentist or anything, all my teeth that have fallen out, they fall out. Basically, the gum's already healed when the tooth falls out. There's no blood, there's no nothing. The skin's already healed. That's what happened to my last tooth that fell out, which was this one down here. And eventually just fell out, and the gum was basically already healed. There was no blood or anything. It's like this one, it's just barely hanging on. But I've been dealing with that, and allergies, and congestion, and just overall work, you know. 3-4 months ago, they asked me if I wanted to work day shift, and I was willing to do it. And they did switch me to days. Then, basically got told that they can't give that many day hours, I guess. So, they dropped my hours. And over the course of a few weeks, I'm now basically working a mid-shift again. I'm not working days. Like on Friday, I worked 12 to 8. Saturday, I worked 12 to 8. Today, I normally would have went in and worked 9 to 4. But no, they scheduled me to work 2 to 9 today. And then I'm off tomorrow. And then work again Tuesday, 2 to 9. Then I'm off Wednesday, Thursday. Then Friday night, I had to close 2:30 to 10:30. Then they expect me to turn around and be back at work at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning. So basically, I'll get off at 10:30 at night. 9.5 hours later, they expect me to be back to work. Flipping ridiculous. I'm so over having to work to pay my bills. It's not that I'm lazy, because I'm not. I'm not a lazy person. Well, maybe I am to a certain extent, but I just think it's ridiculous. Some of the things that people endure or go through just to have this thing called money. I'm so over the world. I'm so over the ways of the old world. I wish people could live their lives without having to have money. I wish people could live their lives and get things done without money. But I will say this. There is one little bit of something that gives me a little bit of hope. And that was seeing all those people come together in Asheville, North Carolina, and all those surrounding areas to help other people in their area when the government was nowhere to be seen or found. So if a community of folks can take care of each other in a disaster, what makes us think that we wouldn't be able to take care of our communities when there isn't a disaster? I mean, why is it that only when a disaster happens, people come together? Why don't people come together the way it used to be? You know? I mean, I was raised in a completely different era. Completely different time than what's going on nowadays, you know? I mean, at least I'm grateful that I had a childhood that wasn't completely overran with technology, you know? And even when the technology did start coming into play, it took many years for it to really kind of take off. I mean, I got my first computer, I think it was in 84. It was a Commodore 64. And we used to have local bulletin board systems where I could connect with people. That's how I met a lot of my friends, you know. Because I had a car at the age of 16, so I was able to go meet people that lived in the towns that were close to me, you know. Because it was all local. It was all local bulletin boards. It wasn't like my computer was hooking up with anybody out of state, you know. Because back then, that was called long distance phone calls. So it was all local. And so I would meet people in my local area. And that's how I met friends. That's how, you know, I would meet people that had some of the same interests as me. That's how I met my first husband, was through the computer. Before the days of the internet, you know. Even though he's the one that used to tell me that there would be an internet and that there would one day be a system to hook up people all across the world. And I, of course, laughed at him when he told me that. But it did become a reality. But I wasn't into computers. I left my husband in January 91. By April of 93, we were divorced. I hadn't really utilized my computers since I left him, because I just didn't really have a way to, you know, hook up my computer or anything. I didn't really have an interest in it anymore because my ex-husband left a bad taste in my mouth where computers was concerned. And so I just sort of basically walked away from it, you know. So when the internet and AOL and You Got Mail and all that stuff was just starting to pop off and get going, I was nowhere to be found. I didn't come back into the computer scene until 2008, when Daryl basically begged me to get a computer. Which I did. And that was 16 years ago. Well, the last 16 years of my life have definitely been influenced by what I would say technology. You know, it's influenced by social media and technology. But, you know, it seems like all I'm starting to see now on the social media is this repetitiveness. It's always been repetitiveness. People spilling other people's BS or truth or whatever. But it's like, it's very rare to see anybody on social media nowadays that has any thoughts of their own. Like me, I'm just giving my commentary on things, you know. So these are my own thoughts. But for the most part, nobody has any really individual thoughts of their own. And if they do, they're too afraid to speak of them. Or they're too afraid to air them, you know. Because they're afraid of what others might think about them. Me, I'm not afraid of what other people think of me. I've had people dislike me my whole entire life, you know. But did it change who I was? No, I could care less. If somebody likes me, hey, great. If they don't, oh, well, not my problem, you know. Pity. I'm just really kind of in my feelers right now, in my heart, because of something that happened more on a personal level today with me. And I'm trying to process it and tell myself that I didn't do anything wrong, you know. But the last couple of weeks, I've been babysitting my grandson a couple of days out of the week. It's usually always on my days off. And usually she needs me over there between 8:30 and 9 o'clock in the morning time. So they can go do their thing and get back before a specific time, before 12:30 in the afternoon. Because my youngest granddaughter has to be picked up from Head Start by 1 p.m. at the latest. So I'm usually always over at my daughter's when I babysit my grandson around 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't mind babysitting my grandson, but it's just sort of difficult for me because it's like I work and I get off work at like say 9 o'clock at night, and then I have to turn around and be back, be at my daughter's house like the next day, 12 hours later. When I come home from work and I don't have to work the next day, I like to sit up. I like to listen to music, watch a movie, participate in looking at social media, drink some coffee, smoke some weed, and just chillax and wind down, And when I get tired, that's when I go to sleep. If that time frame isn't until 3 o'clock in the morning, well, 6 hours after I get off work, that's when it is, And I want to be able to sleep in without having to have any obligations. I want to be able to sleep in without any alarms, Well, my daughter asked me if I could watch Finn tomorrow morning, and I basically messaged her and I said, well, I guess I can. It's just, I told her as my schedule changed, I'm not off at 4 o'clock today. I'm working until 9, I guess I can watch him, but I'm just really tired, And then I didn't hear anything back from her, so about 45 minutes went by and I messaged her and I asked her, hey, what time do you want me there in the morning? I haven't heard from her. So I don't know if she replied and she just forgot to hit the send button, but I think she would have realized that before now. Or she just decided to try to find somebody else to watch him. And somebody else came through for her. I have no clue, It just sort of kind of disturbs me, though, that she hasn't even bothered to message me back and say, okay, Mom, I understand. Cool. That's all right. We found somebody else to watch him, so don't worry about it, No, I haven't heard anything. So, it just sort of makes me feel like she's kind of upset with me because of the fact that I said no. Or that I didn't really come out and say no, but I don't think I really gave her the answer that she was wanting to hear. Basically my response being, okay, what time would you like me over there tomorrow? Like I said, I don't mind helping out my kids on occasion with watching my grandchildren when they need to go do something that would just be easier for them to go do and take care of without having to drag the kids along or whatever. Or where they can't even take the kids, because of them, whatever they had to do, no children are allowed or whatever. And right now they're going through a rough time because my son-in-law is unemployed, my daughter's unemployed, they got 3 babies, their food stamps got cut off, so even though that's not like my problem or my concern. In a way, it is my problem. It is my concern because of my grandchildren. You know, that's my daughter. That's my grandchildren. That's my son-in-law. Even though I feel like my son-in-law needs to get out and get a job. You know, he's got 3 children he needs to take care of. It shouldn't be my daughter's sole responsibility to try to be the only one that gets out there and work a job. I guess it triggers me because of the fact that I allowed men to do that to me. I allowed men to live off of me. I allowed men to take advantage of me in certain aspects and in certain instances. Financially. All for the name of love. Also, I wouldn't have to be alone, you know? I was a codependent person. And now here I am, alone. And I'm not codependent anymore. But yeah, it just triggers me when I feel like my daughter's being taken advantage of. You know? Me, I was blessed to a certain extent that I only had one child to deal with. But my daughter has 3. And she's with a man that claims he wants to work, but so far his track record really hasn't proven that he does. So my heart is sort of kind of broken to a certain extent to see my daughter and grandchildren struggling because of financial situations. And then that's where the guilt sits in, because usually what they do is they donate plasma twice a week to get money so they can at least pay some of their bills and have food to eat and whatnot. And that's when I usually go and babysit my grandson so they can go do those things. So I sort of feel bad by telling them no, because I know they need to go donate plasma to get money so they have money. But at the same time, I just don't feel like it should be my responsibility, solely my responsibility, to watch my grandchildren. You know? Hunter has family that lives here in town, yet they don't ever do anything to really help out. You know? If anything, they expect Hunter and Kelsey to help them out. And it's kind of like, I don't know. I'm just sort of kind of over all the family issues and drama and stuff that goes on, the dynamics of things. And sometimes I feel bad for even trying to make a video and upload a video like this, because I don't want people to think that's all I do is complain, or that I'm not satisfied with my life, or any of that. But I don't have anybody to talk to. I have nobody to talk to. I talk to maybe one person away from social media. And the rest of the time I don't talk to anybody. I don't even, like I said before, I don't have friends. I don't have anybody I can talk to. The only person I know how to talk to, or that I had to talk to, is my daughter, and right now I feel like we're having a miscommunication. Anyways, much love, everybody. Peace, love, hugs, nugs. Smoke it if you got it. Until the next time, I'm out.